Hello, y'all. This is Gina. I just got on here. Okay, I know I look rough, but I had to run to the bank right quick, so I'm headed back to the house to get. Well, I'm hoping to get some rest. I may be cleaning today, because this is my first day off in a while, so I want to get rest, but I think I need to clean up. Like, my closet is horrible, so I need to clean up. But anyways, I wanted to get on here and just talk about gratitude today. So I know we all have things that we're going through and situations and circumstances, and sometimes it's just easy to like sit in that and be not miserable, but just like, I just noticed that more people, I don't know what they got going on up here. Hold on, y'all, because it's some police. All right. So, sometimes it's easier for us to like just be so engulfed in the things that are happening in our life that we forget to be grateful. And so I'm always trying to be positive, think positive, and read different things. Okay, y'all, so when I was younger, I never read, like, I can't even remember one book that I like read the entire book. Like, I would skim through books for book reports and stuff like that, but I never really read. I hated reading. And now it's like, now I see why, because one of my weaknesses, which is not gonna be a weakness because I'm getting better each and every day, is like my vocabulary and like spelling words, and also just my choice of words and how to articulate how I feel. And I feel like the more that you read, the better you get with that. So like, my cousin Ramps used to always get on to me and be like, Regina, that's not how you spell that. You spelled it wrong. And I'm like, oh, well, my bad. But I think that is because of my lack of reading. So now I have started reading, and I actually enjoy it more and more. And so I just try to find things that I can read that are uplifting, that lift me up spiritually, and just help me to be a better person and to view things in a better way. So that's where I get my positivity from, or I guess being more positive, because I've always been a positive person, but I've become more positive in the last few years, and it's because I started reading more. So pick up a book, it's important. So I try to seek out books and literature that helps me grow spiritually. And one of the things that I have been reading about is gratitude and being grateful. And there, I also learned that there are like universal laws that can't be changed. Like, God set them in motion and they're just there. So like, the things that happen in our lives, and the way things happen to us, is partly due to these universal laws that I've been studying. So one of the laws is the law of relativity. And I hope I'm saying this right, because you know, y'all be on it, boy, with getting people. But so this law just kind of, I'm gonna just break it down. Basically what I got out of it is that everything is relative. So like, a situation may seem big until you hear somebody else's situation, and then it's like, okay, well, my situation ain't really that big no more. So it's like, your situation, you basing your situation on how it's relative to other situations. So like, this circle is this size, and it could be considered big compared to a smaller circle, but it can be considered little if I did a bigger circle. So you see what I'm saying? So gratitude goes hand in hand with that, because when you, even in your situations, when you find someone else that's in a situation that you might see, to you it seems worse, it's like you appreciate your situation more, or you're like, okay, that isn't so bad, and you are able to, move forward a little easier. So another example would be like, if I have like a really bad cold and I'm just like coughing and I'm just like, oh, I'm so sick, but then I come in contact or happen to meet somebody who has cancer, it's like, okay, that cold ain't really a big deal because these people are going through chemotherapy. And then you may look at their situation, or that person may be in their situation, and they may be like, I'm taking chemo, and some cancer is like, the percentage is high that you will live. So they may look at somebody else who may have, I don't want to like name a cancer because all cancer is bad and I hate it. It sucks. My stepmom died of cancer, so I shouldn't have used that example. But yeah, let me use something else. Forgive me for even going there, because like I get upset about that. But anyways, like a cold, somebody dealing with a cold, and then you have somebody who may have pneumonia, and I know people die of pneumonia too, but like, some people don't. So I don't know, I ain't using no sickness. Let me use a different example. Okay, so anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. I'm not even gonna use no more examples because I don't even like talking about death or sickness. But a breakup, let's talk about a breakup. Y'all know that's my expertise. So like, if you might have broke up with a person that you were dating for like 2 months, and y'all started dating and y'all broke up, of course that's not gonna be as extreme. Like it's a heartbreak is a heartbreak, but it's not gonna be as extreme as like somebody who's been married to their husband for 20 years and then they end up breaking up. Of course that person who's been married for 20 years is gonna have probably a worse experience. So basically what I'm saying is, like, even in your situation, whatever your situation may be right now, if there's somebody out there who is going through something worse, so be grateful that your situation isn't as bad as theirs. And also, even without comparing situations, but just be grateful. Like, we have so much to be thankful for. And me and my kids and my husband was talking last night, because we often times have like our little I don't know, they just come in my room and then we start talking. So I don't know what you call it, but it don't be like a meeting because we don't like plan it, but it's just me and my husband might be sitting in the room talking, and then Mahogany will come in there and she'll join the conversation, and then Marcasia will come and join the conversation, and then soon Micah, I guess he don't hear nobody else out there like in the living room or anything, so then he'd be like, well, what y'all in here doing? Because he think he gonna miss something. That's the reason why he come and join the conversation, because he think he gonna miss like getting something. So we have our little convos, which I really appreciate, because growing up I didn't really have that with my family or with my parents, but the dynamic was real different then or whatever. So now, kids are, I believe that kids are closer to their parents, or some kids are closer to their parents. But anyways, my kids come to me and talk to me about everything, and they was in my room last night, and I was just talking about how we have come so far. Like, I remember, and all of this is like material things, but it can be like spiritually too, or yeah, it can be spiritually too, but I'm just, everybody, people can relate to like material things. So like and some of you that know me know where I've come from, so this is like, y'all would understand it more too. But like, we stay in this house, and I'm not bragging at all, like, I'm sorry, I had to turn. But I'm not like bragging, so please don't take this as like, oh, she trying to brag or nothing like that, because it really ain't even relative to other people who got like mansions and stuff like that. This ain't nothing. But I'm thankful for what I have. So like, I remember a time when we were homeless. So like, me and the kids did not have anywhere to stay. Like, we didn't have a home of our own. So we were living with my godmama. We lived with my sister for like a few days, and I had to go, y'all. That amp is a mess. So and then somebody blessed us to their house was on the market, and so they were allowing us to like stay there until they sold the house. So, but we didn't have no furniture or anything, so we all just slept in one room. I believe they had left like a mattress there or whatever. Just so happened that there was like a mattress in there, and so we all slept on that one mattress. And we would use the kitchen like so I could cook, but other than that, and of course the bathroom. But we didn't like move into the house and like create a home, because it was on the market, and it was and they were just doing it out of the kindness of their heart, because they heard that I didn't have anywhere to stay. And I mean, I could have stayed with my godmama, but y'all just gotta know me to know, like, it's hard for me to like live with other people, because for one, I have 4 kids. 4, well, 2 of them grown now, but I have 4 kids during that time. Now I got some, God done blessed me with some more kids now, but at the time I had 4 kids, and they were smaller, and you can only imagine having to like be in a household with me with my 4 kids, and like, I just know that that's aggravating. So I didn't want to like wear out my welcome there, but she would have let us stay there as long as we wanted to stay there. But this opportunity came up. A person came to me, and I'm not gonna say the person's name, because I don't know if they want me to say their name or whatever. But anyways, these people were a huge blessing to me, and like my angels, and they know that. But they came to me and was like, well, Gina, you can use our house and stay there until you get a place to stay, because my goal was to get an apartment or a place to stay for me and my kids, so that we can like start all over again. So like, she said, I ain't gonna say she, they said, because it was husband and wife, so like they said that I could stay there until I found a place, but they were still in the house. So just the fact that they even did that was like a blessing to me. So of course I took the opportunity, and I stayed in the house. And like I said, we just utilized the room, one of the rooms that had a little mattress in there. We didn't have a TV, and they left the lights and water on for us, and I used their kitchen just to like cook little meals that I would cook or whatever for the kids. So yeah, we were there at one time. Now y'all, I have a 4-bedroom house, and 3 of my kids are still living home with us. The other ones are not living with us, but 3 of them are staying with us. So they each have their own room. Of course, me and Draco got our own room. We have a kitchen. We got every appliance there is. If y'all know Draco, he loves to cook. So we done like purchase every type of appliance that you're gonna purchase to cook. We got it in that house. All of my kids have bedroom sets, flat screen TVs. I mean, and most people have this, so it's not like, oh, I'm just saying, oh, we got so much. But I'm just saying, compared to where we came from, where we had nothing, like, God has blessed us mightily to get to where I'm at today. And me and the kids and my husband was talking about that, and just how grateful we are. And sometimes you take stuff like that for granted, like, because you feel like you worked hard to get to that place, or you had something to do with it, but really it was God the whole time. So I'm grateful for that. And I just wanted to come on here and, like, I know there's somebody who will watch this who is going through a situation, going through a rough time. Especially the holidays are really hard for some people. We don't necessarily, like, We don't do all the gift. My kids do. Like, they buy each other gifts and stuff for Christmas, but we don't do all of that. Me and Draco, we was like, we ain't finna get in the hype. They get stuff all the time. When I say all the time, my kids get stuff all the time. So I just don't get caught up in like the hype, because that's really not what the holiday season was initially about. And I'm not going into the whole religious thing or whatever, but we just don't do all of that. But I know that my kids are older, so it's easier for me to be like, y'all get gifts and stuff all throughout the year, so I'm not buying, like, I'm not going out to like do all this stuff. But some of y'all have little kids, and when my kids were little, I wanted to give them a good Christmas, and so and it was hard. So I know that this time of the year can be hard, and then there's those who have experienced deaths, and this is like the time where you might have, you know, been at your grandmother's house or your grandfather's house, or been at your mom or your dad's house, and now they're not here to celebrate these holidays with you all. So I know it can get tough, but just think about all of the things that God has blessed you with. Think about, you know, you could be homeless, and there might be people who are watching this that could be homeless, and it's like, okay, but it could get worse, because most people, well, I feel like if you're watching this live, or not this live, this recorded video, y'all harsh on people, so I can't be live. But not right now anyways. But if you're watching this, then you probably have like at least a place to stay, even if it's not your own. So just be grateful in the moment. Again, that goes back to what I was saying about like enjoying the moment and enjoying the journey. But more so, I wanted to say, like, be grateful, because it could be 10 times worse. There is somebody out there who is experiencing 10 times worse. And then we just need to be grateful for what we do have, because everybody has something to be grateful for, even if it's just one thing. But I mean, there's an exercise that one of the motivational speakers that I've been like following and listening to, like, he said to get a tablet or a notebook or a piece of paper and just write down 10 things that you're grateful for. And then once you write down those 10 things, and I promise you it will come easy. Even if you think that like you're having a tough time, when I start, and I do this every day now, I do this exercise every night before I go to bed. I think about 10 things just throughout the day, because it's so much. And y'all, literally, when I be writing down like my first thoughts or my first thing I'm grateful for, it's like 20 other things come up, and I'll be like, okay, well, I done did these 10, so I'll save them for tomorrow. And then it's like 10 more grateful things the next day. So we all have so much to be grateful for, so much to be grateful for. So I just suggest you do that. If you feel like you like having a tough time and you really don't see like any positive in your situation, like, sit down and just write. Think of 10 things that you're grateful for. And then once you do that, you are going to send love to 3 people. Just choose 3 people. The guy said choose 3 people that you might be having like a problem with, or maybe they don't like you, you don't like them, or whatever. That's more powerful, because you want to be able to send love. But sometimes you don't know people have issues with you. Like, I've experienced that, where I didn't even know like the person didn't like me until the person like came to me and was like, I don't like you. So I just try to send, I have chose 3 different people each night to send love to, because you never know if they have an issue with you or not, or if there's some like issue that might not be said or whatever. So like, just, you know, choose 3 people. If you want to choose 3 people that have an issue with you or that you have an issue with, then that, like I said, that is more powerful. That will open up even more doors for you. Because, and when I say by sending love, I don't mean like you got to call them and be like, I love you. You just write on there, on the paper, up under the 10 things, I send love to this person. I send love to the second person. I send love to the third person. So it's 3 people you sending love to, and you kind of like sending it out in the atmosphere. or whatever, and that will release so many great things in y'all life. I gotta tell this testimony because I wasn't gonna say nothing about it, but I'm gonna tell this testimony since that it brought it up or whatever, because I've been doing this for about 2 months now, 2 or 3 months, maybe 3 months. Time is going by fast, but I think I started in like September. So I've been doing this for a while. So that's what, September, October, November, December. Yeah, 3 months. And I have just experienced so many great things in my life in these last 3 months of doing this. So I know that it opens up doors. I'm a testament to that. So do it, and I promise you, you're gonna be like amazed by how great things change around in your life. So I have been doing that, but I've also been like really focusing on gratitude and just trying to have like a positive mindset, like I said, and like read material that talks about positivity and how we have the ability to do like so many more things than what we have limited ourselves or whatever. But there is abundance all around us, and God is just so mighty. And so everybody know I work at Olive Garden, or if y'all don't know, I work at Olive Garden. So, and I'm a server there. And since I've been working there, I've always had a goal that I would not leave without making $100 a day. So, and for me, that's a good point for me that I need, because I have like my business on the side. And then, so basically, I just need to make sure I make $100 a day. Okay? So I've been doing that. And even when some of my server co-workers, like their days, sometimes they will only make like $50, I'll make $100, because I have spoke that and said that I am not leaving here until I make $100. So y'all, I work from like 10:45. We don't get on the floor until 11. So from 11 to about 4 or 5 o'clock, I work, which is what, 5 hours. And I leave there with no less than $100. It's been a few times that I have left there with less, but for the most part, I make $100 every shift. So, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, I said, okay, today I woke up that morning, I did my affirmations, I did my prayer and meditation, and I said, okay, I'm going to, today I'm going to make $150 or more. And it was a slow day, but your girl made $155. I was so happy. I was like, oh, thank you. Okay, so now I set the bar. Now I can't leave without $155 or $150 or whatever. So anyways, yesterday morning I got up, and I really, y'all, honestly, I was being sarcastic, because I really would have been happy and grateful for the $100 or $150. But I was like, okay, law of attraction, I'm gonna make $200. So I went to work, served, and around 3 o'clock, I went and looked, and we can kind of tell where we are with our tips. We can go on there and see and count up the money we have in our pockets or whatever. And I can't remember the math, but I know I wasn't even close. Well, I ain't gonna say I was over $100, but I wasn't close to $200. And I knew that I would be getting cut off the floor, not cut with a knife, but cut off the floor in like about 45 minutes to an hour, because that's when the next shift come in around like 4 o'clock. So I knew that like my time was gonna be up, and I probably wouldn't make the $200. So I was like, okay, Lord, I don't even care. I'm just grateful for, that I made over $100. And I had like 2 tables that had just sat down, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take these 2 tables, and they'll probably be my last 2 tables or whatever. So both tables were really nice and really like easy tables. Like one was a husband, a wife, and a little, I'm gonna say probably like a little 4-year-old boy. And then the other table was a husband, wife, and I'm assuming these people's married, y'all, but they might have been boyfriend and girlfriend, but I'm thinking that they probably was married just by the way they was interacting. So like a husband and a wife and their daughter, I'm assuming. Could have been their niece, but I'm assuming it was their daughter. And she was like maybe a little, maybe in high school. She probably was in high school. She could have been like a freshman college student. I don't know. But she was younger, and it was like the mom and dad. So these are the two tables. Normally on a table with like 3 people, depending on what they order, but for the most part, you'll be happy for like a $10 to $12 tip for each table. So at that point, I was like, okay, I will get like probably $30 from both of those tables. I'm just say $15 a piece. I get about $30. I was like, okay, I was at like 105 or something, and I was like, okay, that's good. I'll make about 30, so I'll make about a little under 150 or whatever, which is fine. And then it'll be time for me to go. So they were really nice, and the first couple with the little boy, they had already paid on the Ziosk and gave me whatever tip. I didn't even know at that time, because you can go and see the tip, check and see what tip they made, but I just hadn't did that. So they had put whatever tip using their card, their credit card, on the Ziosk, and I had already gave them to-go boxes for their food and stuff, and then they asked for, she had a soup that she hadn't ate all the soup. It was like some left or whatever, and she was like, can I get a bowl for the soup? I think she asked me whenever she asked for the to-go plates, but I just forgot. So anyways, I went and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, let me go get your bowl. So when I went back there, it was like they had just put some fresh soup, and I know how I am about stuff, like just happy to get like something fresh, and like it was just a little bit that she had, so I was just like, let me just make her a fresh bowl of soup. And so I fixed her a bowl of soup, and I took it to her. And this is just my nature, y'all just gotta know me. The people at work, just, they already know, like, I'm just kind like that, because I want people to treat me like I treat people how I want people to treat me. So anyways, I took the bowl of soup. Now mind you, she had already paid, so it wasn't like no kind of ulterior motive or nothing like that, like, oh, maybe I get an extra tip. I wasn't even thinking in that aspect. Like I said, I just treat my guests all with love and kindness. And so I took her to soup, and I was like, I just ended up, making you a fresh bowl of soup. And she was like, oh, thank you so much, you're so sweet, Regina. She was like, well, she said, your name is Regina? I was like, yes. So when you come, I always tell my guests, when you come back in here, ask for me, I'll take care of you or whatever, because I have regulars that come in and just ask for me. So I'm trying to build my little clientele, my little regulars coming in, like the bartenders be having their regulars. I got my little regulars too. So I told her, yes, my name is Regina. When y'all come in again, ask for me and I'll take care of you. Number one, her little son got up out of the blue and just gave me a hug. Y'all, out of nowhere. And my heart was melted, like I was about to cry, because sometimes you go through stuff just throughout the day. Some people have attitudes, and serving is not an easy job. And for that little boy to give me a hug, I needed that. And I was just like, oh my God, thank you so much. And even his mom was shocked. She was like, I don't know why, like, he normally doesn't do stuff like that, but I don't know if he was led by God or whatever, I don't know, but I needed that hug. So he gave me a hug, and Slick was about to cry for real. And so I was trying not to talk, because I knew, like, if I talked or said anything, it was just tears was gonna come. So I was just like, oh my God, he's so sweet. I have raised him well. And I just told him to continue to be a sweet little boy, And I left the table. And mind you, the other table is still eating. So, I got all their food, and they just sitting there eating and talking to each other or whatever. So, I went to the back to get something, maybe for the other table. I don't know, like a refill or something like that. But then when I came back out, that couple and the little boy was like, Regina, we wanted to give you a gift. And I was like, huh? And they was like, we wanted to give you a gift. And they had went to the to-go area and got a gift card. It was a $25 gift card for me. And I was just like, oh my God, like, y'all did not have to do that or whatever. And it was like, no, we know we didn't, but we wanted to, do something for you, something special for you. And so they it had Merry Christmas, and I'm not gonna say their name, but I'm gonna find them because I'm gonna bless them, because they don't know that blessed me. So they said Merry Christmas from their family, and they had their name on there. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, you know, that was a blessing on top of what they tipped me, which when I went to go look at the tip, I was like, oh my God, okay. So then after that, I went to the table, my last little table, and I was like finishing them up. And the husband was like joking about the wife, and somehow he wanted to get 2 desserts, basically. You know, like our desserts, sometimes people share them, but he wanted to get like 2 desserts. So he was like, yeah, she just don't want to share with us, so we got to get 2 desserts. So, you know, we was all laughing. I was like, yeah, you know, we as women, we do that sometimes. We want our own, but really he wanted his own dessert, but he was just trying to blame it on her. So anyways, we was laughing about that. It was a joke, you know, we was laughing. And so I went and got their dessert and packed their dessert up because they wanted to go. They wanted to take it home, so I packed it up for them. And he looked at the Zios where they had to pay, and he was like, nah, I ain't got time to be trying to figure this thing out or whatever. Like, some people just get irritated with the Zios, and I understand. So therefore I usually would just like take their payment and go pay for them. But I just showed him the how to use it. I was like, it's real simple. All you gotta do is just insert your card and it'll take you through everything. So he was like, okay, I think I got it. If not, you know, my wife will help me or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I went to the back and I was done with them. I went to the back and I was getting ready to close out, and I was like, let me just see what the first couple had tipped. I finally got a chance to see what they tipped. So I was like, I pulled up their thing and I was like, oh, okay, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. Then I was like, well, let me see what because I saw that they had cashed out. So I was like, well, let me see what their tip was. And when I pulled it up, y'all, I'm not gonna say the amount, but they tipped me really, really good. And I was just like, I'm about to go tell them, like, they did not have to do that, and I will give some of their money back because they did not have to do that. And so I went to the table and I put my hands on my hip, and I was like, and he was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I was like, now you know you did not have to tip me that. And he was like, Regina, you deserved it. And again, I was about to cry. I was like, oh, I can't be crying in front of these guests now, shoot. But they all gave me a hug. The husband, the wife, and the daughter gave me a hug, and they was like, Merry Christmas, and you deserve it. You are a spectacular server, and service like you are very hard to find these days. And I just was like, to me it's normal, but I do work with other servers, and a lot of us are really nice and kind. And I can say for Olive Garden, like, we have some really good servers. But in my serving experience, and even going to eat out, not every server is nice. So I understood where he was coming from, but my point was, I was just doing my job. I have, you know, like I said, I've been on this journey to be grateful, to show kindness to other people, and you just never know what people are going through. So be kind, because you never know what a person is going through. And so I was just being kind, and God bless me. And so, y'all, I